What's up, y'all? Driver Oz here. I figured it out. What is up with this election deal. Why it's taking so damn long to count the votes. And why it looks like Joe Biden is in the lead. I'm going to bust it out for you right here. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm willing to bet that, okay, let me change it up. I remember back during the summer when the Democrats threw out that they were going to do all this mail-in voting. Okay? That's different from absentee voting, where you request a ballot, you fill out the proper paperwork, you send that in. I got one last July and I didn't fill it out because I went and actually voted for our midterms. But that's what absentee is. You get a paper, you request the vote, you fill out all the information, send it in, they send you a ballot. You fill the ballot out, send it back in. This mail-in voting that they were going to do, there was like 80 million of them, okay? This is where the deal is. This is where it came from. There was 80 million of them mail-in ballots. You didn't have to request them. In certain places, they sent them out to everybody that was registered to vote. Whether they lived there or not, whether they knew they lived there still or not, whether they moved away or whatever, they mailed out these 80 million ballots, okay? I didn't get one, so it must not have happened in my state, or I'm a registered Republican, so perhaps they just sent it to majority Democrats. I don't know. See, that's another conspiracy in it. But I'm willing to bet that these states, Arizona, Nevada, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and North Carolina, I'm willing to bet those 7 states right there are the ones who received most of those mail-in ballots. Not absentee, mail-in ballots. I'm willing to bet that's the states that receive most of them. Okay? So there's no way to validate that. That's why it seems like so many damn people voted this year too. That's why the numbers were up, it seems like. See, because a lot of young people, the young people, there was no curve. It was flat, you know? The same as it was in 2016. The deal is, that's why it seems like so many people voted. That's why Democrats got so many votes for president anyway, I'd say. And it doesn't make sense. It seems to me like more votes were counted than people actually voted. So what needs to be done in this situation, instead of redoing the whole damn election, they should take those votes, those mail-in ballots, only those, that 80 million or however many there was that they have that was returned or that was fraudulently collected or whatever. They should take all those 80 million. They should go down the list, make phone calls to people. You know, it's going to take a while. Make phone calls to people. If they can't get a hold of people on the phone, they don't have a phone number, they need to go door to door to confirm that these people actually placed this vote, that these people actually mailed this ballot back in. If they don't do that, then all those ballots should be illegitimized. You know, they should be no good, because there's no way to prove that unless you go door to door and talk to these people, or call them on the phone and talk to these people, or you have all their addresses, send out letters to them, have them to confirm, give them a deadline to send everything back, stating that they confirmed their ballot. You know, that's a way you can deal with this, because I don't believe for a damn minute that Joe Biden got all them votes. I just don't. There's no way in hell. And this is, our President Trump spoke about this last summer, that this was going to be hell whenever they start sending these out. And there was no, you don't check no ID, you don't check any damn thing. People just fill these out and send them back. They don't ask for them or anything. That's ridiculous. I understand COVID. That's why we have the absentee voting. If you're sick, if you can't make it to the polls, if you have to work, if you're out of town or whatever, that's what the absentee's for. It should have just went on like that. If you can't make it to the poll, request an absentee ballot. This was a big conspiracy, man, because they saw nobody's at Joe Biden's rallies. Nobody's liking their shit on Facebook and Twitter and all this. He has very little followers. Nobody's interested in what the hell they have to say. Besides leftist idiots. And we're the majority. We go vote. We take care of business. We ain't out here in the street rioting and being stupid. That's a legitimate way to fix this. That's going to take a little while, but that's going to prove to everybody in America whether this election was rigged or it wasn't. That's the bullshit that Trump was talking about and said it was going to be a disaster. Look, he was right, man. He's like damn Nostradamus. It is a disaster. And people are saying, oh my God, I can't believe how many people voted. That many people didn't vote. They mailed all them freaking ballots out. And who knows who the hell filled them ballots out? They wasn't requested. So who knows who the hell filled all of them out? That's where this is went. It's not that big of a controversy. It's actually pretty simple. That's what they did. That's what they did. That's how all this happened. I've been sitting here brainstorming, trying to figure out how all this happened, and that's how it happened. It's from all these damn mail-in ballots that were not requested. That's how they keep coming up with this big ass pile of votes for Biden and all this. And then somebody was telling me, oh, well, they found just last night, I was watching on TV, and they found 30,000 for Trump and 20,000 for Biden. Well, I mean, first off, how the hell do you just find ballots? Election day was Tuesday. Today's Friday. They watched that last night, which is Thursday night. 3 days later. How the hell do you just find a bunch of ballots? That makes this ridiculous. That makes this stupid. Where it's illegitimate. It does not make any sense. It's probably illegal. It's kind of like harvesting ballots. It's what it seems like. But they did that for TV. So, I mean, Tuesday night in Michigan, Wisconsin, one of the two shut their counting down for the night. Came in the morning and mysteriously overnight came up with 130,000 ballots that were all for Joe Biden. And just so happens he was just a little under that behind. That's ridiculous. That's cheating. That doesn't make sense. And it's all from these freaking mail-in ballots. I'm guaranteeing you that's where it came from. And if it don't get uncovered now, it will be uncovered in the future. Somebody will talk. Somebody will get pissed off and say something. And all this shit's going to come back on them, man. But probably nothing will be done, kind of like the Hunter Biden deal. Nothing probably will be done about that either. But that's where it's at. We're all getting scammed by these 80 million freaking mail-in ballots, you guys. That's why it looks like so many damn people voted. And they actually did. And there was probably one person probably filled 1,000 of them son of a bitches out. I'd say that wouldn't surprise me at all. That would not surprise me. As low as these damn swamp people go, nothing surprises me anymore with this politics bullshit. And that's dirty. That's dirty. See, I was wondering how all this was going to work back when Trump brought this to our attention. That's how it's going to work. That's how it's played out now. That's why it looks like there's so many more people that voted now than voted last year or in 2016, or that's ever voted, honestly. And that's how, you know, I mean, this is a conspiracy in itself right here. You mean to tell me that more people voted for Joe Biden this year than voted for Barack Obama in 2008? I'll call you a damn liar if you say that. If you think that, I'm calling you a damn liar. That's why it looks like all these people voted. All these people actually did vote. They actually did not vote. We need to gather all those votes up and double check on them, check back, send out letters, give them a deadline to mail the letter back, or the vote's going to be illegitimized. And that's what needs to be done, people. That's what needs to be done. That's how we fix this. We double check that shit. You don't need to double check all of them that came to the polls. You don't need to double check all of them that did actual absentee voting. You need to double check all those mail-in ballots that were just laying everywhere in the fucking trash, in the dumpster, and under rocks, and in a creek, and all kinds of stuff like that. You need to check those ballots. All of those that were mailed out, they all need double checked. That way, that'll save time from going through this whole process again. And 80 million is a lot, but if people are passionate about who they want to be the president, we have till January to mail out notices to confirm that this was their actual vote. If they don't come back, then we write that one off. If they call back or confirm or don't confirm, say it wasn't them, which I'm going to say there's a lot of those. That's people's going to say, well, that wasn't me. I didn't vote like that, or I already voted at the poll, and you know somebody else did my mail-in ballot. But that's what I'm saying. That's what needs to be done, people. They need to double check all of the mail-in ballots that were mailed out. See, that's where Democrats pulled the wool over our eyes right there. When they started talking about this, I knew it was going to be some shit. When the president pointed it out, he knew it was going to be some shit. And look, guess what? I'm glad I got my boots on, because it's some shit. Alright, people. That's all I got for you. It's Driver Oz. Pina coladas. Later.